So, I have come to the realization that my life is essentially an indie horror experience. I came to this realization when beholding certain parallels between my lived experience and the experience of a downtrodden horror protagonist that you may find in these low budget games. That's my life. That's my life. And you've got a little Markiplier right down here reacting to the jump scares. Ha ha. But yeah, I became aware of this a little bit ago, and SCPs, we love SCPs, right? I don't love SCPs. Some of the stories are good. SCP-096, right? That's one of the core ones. I don't care for it, but it's a tenet of horror, to have these disgusting humanoids that are just off, right? It's a human shaped, but it's human adjacent. It's human adjacent, and it's just off, right? It's ugly, right? It creates an uncanny sensation that is larger than the uncanny than how much you'd freak out by just seeing something that bears no resemblance to humans, right? We don't like that. We don't like that. We have a little homunculus in our head, and we don't like to see it abused outside of that, right? We don't like to see it malformed. The human image is locked into our head pretty deep. We don't like to see it perverted and twisted around, right? It makes us upset, right? It's like you're corrupting the form, right? So stop corrupting the form, right? That's a tenet. That's fine. That's with horror, right? You see all these things. You see all these creatures, these humanoids. They're all stretched out. They're all pale. They're all like zombified. They're all twisted. And that's basically my life because I have to interact with a lot of people that look exactly like that. And it's not just one thing, it's not like they have acid burns all over their face. It's not like they're obese. It's just many, many little things all went wrong, and they all add up, to the structure of the face, to the eyeballs. The eyeball positioning is off. Just the structure of it, just everything. Everything is wrong. The mouth, the arms, the body, everything. And I don't mean this in any kind of a narcissistic way or anything. I don't see myself as anything. I would like to look like Ultraman if I could choose, right? So it's not like I'm like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. No. But it does genuinely make me sad. It brings me distress. It brings me anguish, the way you would expect a horror protagonist to feel about these fucking things. And that's unfortunate, but it's just there, clearly perhaps someone is like trying to taunt me with this sort of design intentionally, right? The way you might hear like the sound of a baby being tortured outside. You might see little like harlequin babies all over the floor in some kind of horror game, and that's just the buildup. That's just the atmosphere. That's not even like what's going to happen. That's just the atmosphere, and that's just kind of my life, wandering around like this. Through these facilities filled with these entities, these horrifyingly misshapen entities. I've seen shoulder to hip ratios that you would not believe. Now, contrary to popular opinion, contrary to popular belief, and because look at me, I'm not some guy. I am not Mr. White. I do not think like all it begins and ends with whiteness. Many different skin tones can be beautiful. I really do mean that. I really do. I've noticed that. I've thought, wow, that's really pretty. However, that said, how when you get hit, when you get smacked, when you get punched, right, you get a bruise that forms there. When it heals, it begins to turn green, a very sickly green. And I notice that a lot of people that I behold, a lot of these little like freakish young people, their skin is covered in this sickly yellow-green coloration just perpetually, and their faces are all wrong, their arms are all wrong, everything about them, it looks inherently weak and corrupted in some way. Their head, the shape of their head is just so peculiar. And and oftentimes they're little like pot smokers or other such shit, which doesn't add to it either. But I am astonished that it is actually possible to be this ugly, to look that ugly. I've seen people die. I've seen people die, and in hospice centers and stuff. And this reminds me of that, right? It's just this death. It looks like I'm looking at death, right? Looking at these fucking people that don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of their bodies, and it's just completely like undeveloped. It looks like a little sack, a little corrupted thing. Nothing is operating right. It looks like when you try to inbreed fish too much and you get the deformed spines. that's not fun. That's not. I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy looking at that.